Welcome to VIMP, the very important movie podcast with Sean, Darian, Jaden, and Eli. I'm Sean.
I'm Darian.
I'm Jaden.
And I'm Eli.
This is the world's first and only podcast that will be throwing your baby out the window before we kill you. Recorded live from Hollywood, California, Charlotte, North Carolina, and wasted off of Aqua Velvas in Casey, Iowa. This is our free episode, so if you like this movie shit and you want more stuff, go subscribe to our Patreon for bonus episodes and stuff like that. Hello, everyone. How are you doing? If I was drunk on Aqua Velvas, I would tell you about it. And I'm not.
What?
That was a lie.
What are Aqua Velvas?
You clearly did not watch this movie.
Shit, I forgot that's...
If you tasted one, you wouldn't be laughing.
Aqua Velvas. Yep.
It's the blue drinks that
It
Graysmith is drinking.
Like they'll give you a hangover.
Yeah, it looks like
Yeah.
Long Island
Very
iced teas
sugary.
that they just poured Windex into.
Ooh.
No, thank you.
Little blue curacao.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. So how's everyone doing? You guys jealous that I'm in Casey, Iowa? Sounds exciting, huh?
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
so jealous.
God, I wish I was there. Heard it was a
I
beautiful
know.
vacation spot.
It's pretty close to the bridges of Madison County, which is very famous. Old bridges. There's even a movie about it. The Bridges of Madison County. Well, I'm pretty sort of close to that as far as how big the country goes. It's not like it's a mile away or anything. Fucking snowed yesterday in Wyoming. It's almost June. And it
That
snowed
is
like
weird as fuck.
2 fucking feet.
Wait, you said that earlier and I didn't even clock that. That
Yeah,
is
it's
weird.
crazy.
It is so hot here.
Yeah, the freeway shut down for like 3 hours, which is why I was late today. Because it caused a big old accident.
Excuses.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I done fucked up. You
You
know,
did.
I wish I would have fucked up and stormed the Capitol. 'Cause I'm pretty jealous of those guys right now.
What? Why?
Because Trump just is giving them, just approved yesterday, the day before, he's creating a $1.8 billion payout fund to compensate the people who were being weaponized by the justice system. So all those Jan 6 motherfuckers, anybody who supports him who gets...
So
Yes.
we're just
Even-
rewarding bad behavior now.
Correct. We're rewarding
Okay.
good behavior to Trump. He even said in the press conference that, hey, they broke the law to support me and I got to pay him back, essentially.
Nice.
So yeah, $1.8 billion fund paid for by the taxpayers. So cool.
Cool.
I wish that I would have become a fascist 5 years ago. Could be
If
getting
only.
paid out. I mean, there's not that many of them, so $1.8 billion is going to go pretty far.
Think about
know-
it, though. Think about it. If you were a fascist Trump supporter, this
Mhm.
podcast wouldn't be happening right now.
Well, I'd be rich, so I wouldn't care.
Yeah, I wouldn't need to.
I'd have a
Yeah,
much
true,
cooler
but
podcast.
your
with-
daughters wouldn't talk to you.
Yeah, they'd come crawling to me for that cash, though. I know
I wouldn't
that.
talk to you.
They'd be you all be crawling to me for that cash. Daddy
All
Hitler, give me some of that
$60,000
money.
you get.
Give me some of that money, Daddy Hitler. You be Sieg Heilen your way to the bank.
It's horrible.
Kidding. I wouldn't want to do that. I wouldn't sell out.
Do you think you
Yeah,
would? though?
probably.
I wouldn't ever do that.
You wouldn't sell out.
Well, I might pretend to and then betray
Not for
them
that
and take
much
the
money.
money and run.
Okay.
But I wouldn't do
Of course,
actual
pretend.
fascist.
Like, not
Yeah.
really.
I would pull a scam. I would do
Yeah.
a catch me if you can type
You do a
situation.
con.
I'd do a con.
Catch me if you con.
Con and you can't.
Right?
I'd be cutting people off left and right who are Trump supporters. I said
Yeah.
no. I said no. No. Giving them a new bowl. Anybody do anything fun this week? Anybody who saw Obsession? That was good shit.
No, I didn't.
Darian doesn't see movies. She doesn't like movies. But Jaden and Eli,
She
you
doesn't
saw
watch
it.
Not
any
true.
movies. Yeah, we saw it.
I've never seen a movie before.
You only get assigned them. You don't go out to see them.
I don't have the movie pass that you guys have. You guys go see every movie that comes out.
So get the movie pass.
You got to get
Yeah,
that
right.
pass.
But it's just, I don't want to see every single movie that comes out, you know?
I don't see every single movie. I see the movies that
You
look
see a lot of
interesting.
movies that I would not see.
Because you haven't seen the previews for them.
Yeah.
I would
Which
not
I
have gone to
wouldn't-
see the Mario movie.
Well, okay, I wouldn't have either, but Eli wanted to.
Yeah. What's wrong with the Mario movie?
It's
You only
me.
see movies that you
comment.
see ads of online. There's so many good movies coming out. Like
I feel like I look often and I you know, a lot of the time I don't really see anything, but sometimes I'll see something that looks good.
But are you actually watching the trailers for every single movie you see?
No.
Exactly. You gotta watch the trailers because half of these movies I wouldn't have known about or cared to watch because I didn't see the preview in the theater. I definitely wouldn't have watched Obsession because I didn't hear anyone talking about it. But
Was it good?
yeah, I liked it.
I thought it was really good, especially for
That is one I've been wanting to see.
his first movie, and it cost under $1 million to make, which
Pretty
is
cool.
crazy.
Yeah, Hayden and I were just talking about it actually like a couple hours ago.
I
It's
still
very
have
fun.
3 more movies this month that I want to go see.
You saw the
What?
sheep one. You saw Obsession.
I still want to see I Love Boosters, Pressure, and Backrooms.
But yeah, I want to see Pressure, and I definitely want to see Backrooms.
Oh, and then I also booked the Scary Movie opening night event thing, which is June 4th.
Comedy's back. You can say retard again. When's the
But I've been writing down all the movies that I want to see because I always forget about them. But I wrote them all in my notes, and there's so many.
It's fun that way. Live your life based off of movies, and then you'll be a much happier person because
That's what
you
they
can
say.
disassociate from the real world.
My wish.
Should we talk about this movie? What did you say?
I don't want
What
to.
did you say? No.
I said marriage. Are you losing me?
Marriage.
No.
Okay.
Oh, marriage.
Oh, also, Darian,
Yep.
you need to start reviewing them. Not you don't have to review, but like adding them on Letterboxd. The movie.
I do sometimes, and then I forget sometimes.
Well, you can't forget
Oh, okay.
because
You
your
can
Letterboxd is
backdate,
linked to our thing.
so you have to go back and backdate.
Okay. That's right.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Backdate.
the movie that
But you
Darian
have to
doesn't want to
know
talk
what
I have to say
about.
the
day you
date
watched
that
it.
I watched it. No, I want to talk about it. I changed my mind.
You do now want to talk about it? Or you don't want to talk
Yeah.
about it?
No, I do.
Okay, good. We have to do a podcast
Yeah,
about it.
yeah. I do.
Okay, fine. We're going
Oh.
to. Whether or not
Okay.
you want to or not, it's happening.
Okay.
Accept it. Accept it. Jaden, you have selected David Fincher's 2007 masterpiece, question mark, Zodiac. Why have you done this to us? Explain yourself.
We all know
Because I
why.
really like it.
Mm-hmm.
I just really liked it. I watched it. I think I saw it when I was younger, but I watched it for the first time really during COVID, and I don't know. I was really into like murder cases and things like that during COVID. I don't know why. I was watching so much true crime and also Criminal Minds, and then I watched this, and I really liked it. And obviously, it has Mark Ruffalo in it, so
Right. There it is.
the cast is great, except
The one,
for Jake
one.
Gyllenhaal.
He's really good in it, though.
Yeah,
It
he
kind of
did
shocks
a pretty
me
good job,
that you like this
but
movie because it has everything that you don't like in movies.
why?
Mm.
Well, it has Jake Gyllenhaal.
What?
It has a pretty ambiguous ending.
Number one.
It's kind of, I don't think this, but it is.
That was me
kind
that
of
doesn't like
boring.
ambiguous endings.
Well, Jaden doesn't like him either.
But I think because I like true crime so much, and I know about the story, like I know about the Zodiac killer. I've watched documentaries on it and stuff like that. I think it's an interesting topic to me. So I think that's why I liked it so much.
Yeah.
Because I
Don't get me
liked
wrong.
the backstory on it.
I love that you like that. This is one of your favorite
Don't
movies.
get you
It's
wrong.
great.
What?
No, just don't. I'm not saying that you shouldn't like it. I think it's amazing. I love that you like this movie or that you love this movie. I just find it it surprises me when I
And
first heard that you loved it.
Aside from Jake Gyllenhaal, I really do like the entire cast.
Do you tolerate Jake Gyllenhaal in this, or do you think that he's bad in it?
No, I
Tolerate.
tolerate him.
What is it about Jake Gyllenhaal that you don't like again?
I don't know. He just gives me the creeps.
He looks like a puppet.
He looks like a bad guy.
Huh.
And also, he's not very, I don't know, he's just not very likable.
And he's too handsome.
I don't think he's handsome at all.
Really?
I wasn't talking for you. I'm just kidding. No, he's a cool dude. I don't know why you don't like him so much.
Everyone says he's pretty nice. Like I I watched this movie. Well, I listened to the David Fincher commentary track while I was driving, just the audio of it, and he had nothing but nice things to say about Jake Gyllenhaal. He said he was so nice with the actor who played his son, that he was taking care of him and hanging out with him on when scenes, in between scenes and everything, even though he didn't have his own kid and he was like 20
Jaden, I
something
think
at
you're
the
just a
time.
hater.
Yeah.
I'm not a hater. I just don't really like him. Why are you threatening me right now?
Are you gonna tie her up, stab her?
No. I just have a finger guns pointed at her. Do you guys think you could get away with murder?
No, God, no, Jesus.
Oh, I think about that all
I
the
have no
time.
idea how this guy got away with it.
Really? No way.
You think about it all the time.
I think about writing a movie
It's lying.
about how to do it.
I was like, especially when I was watching Criminal Minds, I was like, what if he is a serial killer? Because I feel like it'd be so easy as a truck driver to be a serial killer.
Not
Yeah.
there.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely would be. That's
Not if you're like,
it would have to be all random, and you would have to have a truck
That's what-
without all the tracking shit in it, and you couldn't have a phone. But if you got rid of all the stuff that tracked you, you could probably get away with it for a
yeah,
pretty
if you
good
were
amount
like
of time.
doing it on your own, not working for a company, I feel
Yeah.
like it would, especially like 20, 30 years ago, it would have been so easy.
Yeah.
Especially because, like, if you're killing
Random
the
people.
prostitutes and random people that don't really have families, or they're just in a fucked up place and no one's gonna report them missing, usually, it's impossible for them to figure out who did it, really.
When I was growing up, I had an unreasonable fear of serial killers. Like, I just thought that that was going to be a problem that I was going to run into, but it's
Yeah.
not. Maybe I'm just not in the know, but I feel like serial killers, not that they're not a thing anymore, because obviously, like, they are, but I feel like there was like a boom of serial killers there for a while. But like
Yeah.
from the 60s to the 80s, we were serial killing up in here. But
Easy stuff, I feel like.
you don't really like hear about that much anymore. Or I don't.
I feel like we hear about so many people getting killed all the time that it kind of gets drowned out. Because there was
I
a
guess, but,
guy around here like
Oh, yeah.
6 months ago that was killing a bunch of homeless people.
Oh,
And I
Jesus.
didn't really hear much about it. I would get notifications about it, but I feel like most people, if they're not getting the news, they don't hear about it.
I guess that's true. It's just oversaturated. But I feel like we have like mass shootings now, like,
Yeah.
and stuff. Like, but I don't, it used to be like, oh, if you were a 5'7" brunette girl, like that's what this guy is targeting. And it's like, whoa, but like I just don't hear about that anymore. It feels more random.
I think it's because
Yeah.
it's so much harder to get away with that type of thing that you have to do a big
Yeah.
old.
That's what I
'Cause
was
there
thinking.
probably a lot of it is for notoriety, and they were able to, like how this movie is, where they can self-mythologize themselves by being a serial killer and creeping everyone out and stringing it along,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to get away with
Yeah.
it for long enough to do that.
Yeah.
But now after Columbine happened, the notoriety comes from how many people you can kill all in one shot, and you're gonna get way more famous doing that
Yeah.
because
I
you can
looked
get
it up.
more faster.
And it said, I looked it up and it said that criminologists and the FBI estimate there's between 25 to 50 serial killers active in the United States at any given time. But there was a massive decline from the 70s to the 80s because of advancement in DNA evidence, widespread surveillance, and improved law enforcement collaboration.
Yeah. Because when did they create the fingerprint system?
Well, they've had
76.
Yep.
they've
I
had
don't know.
they've had
Okay.
fingerprints since like
Fucker.
the 20s and 30s, but they didn't have a database of
Yeah, but like the database.
probably in the
Damn.
90s,
It says
if I had to guess.
Northeastern University notes that active serial killer cases dropped from nearly 300 in the 70s to fewer than 50 in recent years. But it says highway killings are still a significant issue.
And I'm sorry about that. I'm trying to cut down.
It says
1999.
the FBI Highway Serial Killings Initiative was established to track a string of hundreds of unsolved murders alongside the nation's highways often targeting vulnerable individuals with hundreds of suspects linked to these patterns.
I wasn't even a
Okay,
truck driver then.
according
Okay.
to AI, hold on. According to AI, though, our fingerprint system started 1902 is when our fingerprint system started, which is crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah, but you
But
had to.
like they had fingerprints, but like the online database where it was very easy to identify, and like now they grab your fingerprints for everything. Not for everything, but like, you know, I mean,
Oh yeah, okay.
I've been
So
fingerprinted before. Have you guys?
consolidating fingerprint records from the National Bureau of Crime Identification in Leavenworth started in
Mhm.
1924.
Yeah, and then
I've
they
been
created
fingerprinted at Disney.
the online database in 1999.
I got fingerprinted as a child when I lived on the army base. They fingerprinted all the kids for identity for if you got kidnapped. They just had them on record.
Does that still
Nice.
apply when you're older though? Don't you have
I don't know.
to do them again?
I'm pretty sure
'Cause
your fingerprints are the same.
Eli has to redo his fingerprints for his thing sometime.
Oh, I
right?
had to redo mine for
Yeah.
my hazmat. I have to redo it every 4 years for my hazmat endorsement with the TSA. So I'm definitely
yeah.
on record.
Yeah.
So I'm the only one that's not on record.
See, like, so now if dad committed a crime, they have his fingerprints in the database. So he ain't
That's
gonna get
why-
away with it.
That's why you wear
Jaden,
gloves.
you could
or
still get away with it.
I have too much anxiety.
Make sure
That's what
take
you
your
want us to
gloves
think.
off before you cut shirts.
You want us to think this
You
is
wear
a
the
big
gloves
front.
and then you say that the glove doesn't fit. You put it on in the
You
courtroom
must
and you say it
acquit.
doesn't fit.
You must acquit.
You
Like,
just have to eat a lot of salt the day before,
Yeah, guys,
and then it wouldn't fit.
call me Cinderella, but this glove doesn't fit.
Speaking of that, Mark Furman
think
just
about that,
died the
though.
other day. That's sad, right?
Who is that?
Oh, he was the racist cop who said all the racist shit about OJ that they brought in trial that helped him get acquitted. Very famous back in the 90s. Pretty much it was him
O.J.
and
Simpson
the glove.
actually extremely famous, or
He was
did he
a
become? I know
athlete.
he was like famous, but like, how famous was he before this?
As an
He was
athlete, right?
well, he was famous for being an athlete, and then he got more famous because he started doing a bunch of commercials, rent-a-car commercials, where he was running through the airport trying to catch his plane in a rental car. And then he started
Mhm.
being in movies. So he was in the Naked Gun movies, right? So he was starting to get more famous as an actor, but it's hard to say. I mean, he definitely got significantly more famous. But when he was in the Bronco and there was the police chase, it was holy shit, OJ Simpson is getting chased by the police in the Bronco. It was everywhere. I was at the mall and it was on TV at the department store and the electronics store, every TV. Everybody in the store was stopped and crowded around watching it, the chase.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a pretty big deal because he was that
Yeah.
already famous and then getting chased by the police. And then he just got
Nice.
super more infamous and famous because of all of it. So he definitely got way, way more famous after when all this was happening. But the reason why he was so big is because he was already pretty famous, like very famous. Like his famous, he was one of the most famous football players going back 20 years before that. When he won the Heisman, he had the record for the most rushing yards ever in a season. So pretty famous. He wasn't just like some football player or whatever. He was like one of the most famous football players. It'd be
Like a
like if
Tom
Patrick
Brady.
Mahomes murdered his wife, essentially. Or Travis Kelce killed
Jeez.
Taylor Swift, something like that.
No,
I
that
thought
would
that'd
be
be
crazy.
bigger.
No, that would definitely
That
be
would
bigger,
be
yes.
insane.
But if Travis
That would be
Kelce
nuts.
broke up with Taylor Swift and then got remarried and then killed her, that's what it'd be like.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, I have a question for you guys. In this movie, who do you relate to the most, do you think?
Probably
Probably-
Mark Ruffalo. Tashi. Oh, you guys, speaking of him, did you get your packages?
Yeah.
Shit, we did not. I didn't get a notification.
Got delivered yesterday.
I just got a notification like 30 minutes ago.
Okay, can we pause
You
this
better
and
go get it.
and Eli run down and get it?
What the fuck?
Yeah.
You're just
Run,
fastly.
Eli.
Yeah, but I'm comfy, bro.
Takes like
You're gonna
10
want
minutes
this.
to get down there.
You're gonna want.
You're gonna want this.
All right, think about who you guys relate to.
Who I
What?
relate to? I
Well,
said
now
I
we're gonna
relate to
pause it.
Lee. He's just misunderstood.
Oh, yeah. What is he in? Because he's in something else that I like him in. Can't remember what it is. Ooh, he's in American Horror Story. I think that's what it is.
Darren, go get your box.
I have it right here.
Oh, okay.
I came prepared.
Okay, we're back. Eli made it back. He ran down to the mailroom and he got it. Now, guys, open your boxes.
He's a
Drum
hero.
roll. We need a hero. And that hero was Eli.
I'm scared.
It's a finger.
Oh my god.
I'm the Anthony Edwards tonight, you guys. I'm bringing you guys your box.
Thank you so much
Your
for these
box
10
of
packs of
animal
animal
crackers.
crackers.
No, this
I'm
is
sorry?
actually so sad though, because when he brought out the animal crackers and it had the little handle, the string handle, it was so nostalgic to me because I used to eat those.
Aw.
But these are just bags.
I know they are. And let me tell you why.
Why did they
Because,
do that?
well, you can still get them in the box, but for the exact same
But
amount
not
of
with the
animal.
string.
No, I don't know if they have the string or not, but they come in the little box. You can still get them, but it was $50 for that amount of them. And that, what I just sent you, is $5. So it's literally 10 times
That's
more to
insane.
get the little box. So I said, that's okay. I'm not going to drop $100 to get the box.
They taste
I
exactly
will
the same.
I will drop 10.
Some of the giraffe. Shout out to Grandma.
No, but they stopped putting the string on it.
But they only
I
put the
think
little
it's like a
box.
built-in handle. No, I think
Oh,
they
that's
have like
creepy.
yeah. It's not cute anymore.
That isn't cute. That would have made me mad if I spent $50 on each one and it only didn't have the little string on it. I'd be pissed. So I'm glad I didn't do it.
And now
I
we're
meant to
gonna
buy some
complete
for
our
myself, but
tradition
I
on this.
completely forgot.
Now
So
we're gonna
I
complete
have
the
no
tradition
cookies.
of always eating on the podcast.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, I thought you guys would like
I
that.
only eat on the podcast. I love it.
Something to crunch on. Crunch it.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I actually opened that yesterday on accident
God damn
because
it.
it
It's
got
supposed to
delivered
be a
with some other
surprise.
Amazon. Sorry. Well, it was a surprise because I got some other packages, and so I just opened them all at the same time. And I opened that, and I was like, "What the fuck is this? I didn't order this." And I was like, "Did we get the neighbor's mail or something?" I didn't order no animal crackers. And
Had
then I
you
was
not
like, and it
watched the
was
movie
funny
yet?
because no, I did. But then I was like,
Oh,
it's
okay.
funny because that's like the Zodiac thing. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, it
And
was
then I just
supposed to
like
be
slowly put it back into the bag.
it was supposed to be a double thing where you're getting a package where you didn't know what it was inside, and also animal crackers.
Yeah. I'm so
It was a
sorry.
dual
But
use
it was
shipment.
very cute. Very, very cute.
Enjoy them.
Good work. Thank you.
Thank
Enjoy
you.
it.
That's exactly how I remember.
Good or bad?
I love cracker.
Good.
Okay, good. I haven't had an
I used
animal
to-
cracker in 30 years, probably.
You didn't get yourself a box?
No, I meant to buy some, but I
did.
forgot before I left.
I used to
So
let these soak in coffee, just swim in there, and they get all soggy. I'd pick them out with a fork.
When you were 5?
I was like 9, 10.
con leche o sin leche?
Come on, con leche.
Bueno. Okay, so this is a good movie that Jaden picked, Zodiac. We should get into it. There's so much to talk about.
Didn't start.
So he made David Fincher. This is his first movie that he made digital, and there's so much CGI in this movie, so much blue screen background, so much digital and matte painting recreation in 2007, and it looks so good. How does this look so much better with so much CGI being shot on digital for the first time on a 1080p camera, not even 4K, and it still looks so much better than all the fucking bullshit that they've come out with now? I don't understand it.
Lighting.
Because it's somebody who gives a
I don't
shit
know.
and knows what he's doing.
He done did it.
He done did it. But this movie starts out on the 4th of July, 1969, and it's a tracking shot.
Sneaky link.
They actually took the wheels off the car and put it on tracks and then pushed it through the town because they tried it a whole bunch of different ways, and either the people in the car were bouncing or the background was bouncing,
Mm-hmm.
and they wanted it to be super smooth, where everything was super smooth and looked all idyllic and perfect going through this little small town in Northern California. So when it got to the part where they're getting murdered, it's a huge juxtaposition. And this is the first time where the myth of David Fincher doing so many shots has really come to fruition, because now he's shooting on digital, so he can do even more shots and get it totally perfect. So he could go even more crazy with doing multiple shots on everything and be a super extreme perfectionist that he was driving everyone
Yeah.
crazy.
I was gonna say, see, this is what I'm talking about when I was saying that it takes so much to get one shot sometimes, where it's like, we really want this shot to be smooth, so we're gonna take the wheels off of this car and put it on a track, I would have been like, it's fine being a little bumpy. Move along.
Yeah, you and David Fincher would
know?
not get along
But
together.
no, we would not.
There's there's one scene later. Do you remember the scene where Grace Smith just kind of throws down? You only see you don't even see him. You just see his hand throwing his sketchbook into the passenger seat of the car. You probably don't even remember it.
No,
It just kind of flops onto the seat. They did like 81 takes of him just dropping it until the page flipped open perfectly.
Yeah,
They
that would
just
irritate me.
took like all day for just that one insert shot of him just dropping the sketchbook into the passenger seat.
When I was
Nice.
watching the thing you sent, was that the documentary
Yeah.
that you sent in the group chat? Well, I was
Mhm.
watching it, and one of the guys said that David Fincher was looking at the mask or whatever on the Zodiac killer when he goes and he's wearing that mask,
Yeah.
the costume. And he said that he wanted the eye slits to be like, they were either too like small or too big. The guy couldn't remember.
It was too big,
but
yeah.
he was like, I can't remember if it was, he wanted one thread line to be removed or added. He couldn't remember if it was removed or added. He just knew it was like he wanted one thread line to be changed.
And then it would be
'Cause
perfect.
It just
then it would
sounds
be
pretentious as
perfect.
fuck.
Yeah.
He has a vision.
He does have a vision. And so okay, this was in an interview that Robert Downey Jr. did in the last few years. He was telling the story of, so he's bitching to David Fincher about doing so many scenes, doing so many takes. So David Fincher brings him over to Video Village to watch the playback of all the ones they'd done before. So he sits down there and makes them watch all of them. And he goes, well, did we get it? Are we good? Did we get it? Robert Downey Jr.'s like, no, we didn't get it. You're right. We didn't get it. So they stand up. David Fincher yells, he's like, well, I thought that we got it, but Robert Downey Jr. thinks that we have to keep going. So let's keep going, everybody.
Got him.
Got his ass. But yeah, this scene, the way this movie starts out is just perfect because there was the murder before. So the whole point of this whole movie, this whole like ethos of it, like what he wanted to do was they would only shoot stuff that either had witnesses or survivors. So they didn't start with the two murders that happened before because both of them died and there weren't any witnesses. So he didn't shoot it. So he started this one because the guy lived. So that's why it starts out with this one. And that's why
Did he
everybody, yeah,
did he do that because he wanted to keep it as realistic as possible?
correct. So
Okay.
everything in this movie is based off of the police records or eyewitness testimonies. There's a couple, anything that has to do with the case. There's some interpersonal stuff and conversations that people who aren't part of the crime or whatever, like with Gray Smith and the detectives, that they messed around with stuff that may or may not have happened or isn't verifiable. But everything to do with Zodiac himself or any of the crimes is all exactly that's in the police reports from what witnesses said. Every different Zodiac for every different time that you see someone, it's a different person. It's a different actor because they cast an actor that fit the description of whatever the witnesses said he looked like during that particular crime to kind of
That's so
throw
cool.
everyone
Interesting.
off. Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
He goes deep. So they really printed out. So when they were inside the Chronicle in the headquarters, they found the microfiche of the newspapers from that day and printed them out, the complete entire newspaper, like a complete duplicate of the newspapers, 100% accurate on the accurate newsprint. So there's stacks of newspapers that are a remake of the ones from 1969.
Yeah,
That's
what
how
was
crazy.
the budget on this movie?
It was like 60 million, 60 or 70, and it completely bombed at the box office.
Wow.
It only made 30 domestic.
So weird.
That would piss me off.
I know.
Why did we keep like seeing movies that bombed, but they're like So everyone loves them now.
Everyone, it got pretty good reviews at the time, but it was supposed to come out the year before, like a Christmas style movie, like an Oscar play movie in 2006. But Fincher wouldn't edit it, he wouldn't make it any shorter. So he was fighting with Paramount on the length because he had Final Cut. So they couldn't make him make it shorter, and he refused to do it. So they fucked him over and pushed it until March of the next year, which at the time was a very bad time to now you can kind of release movies whenever, and as long as they are marketed correctly, they'll make money. But back then, if you put out like a prestigious movie in 2000 or in March, it was kind of a death sentence. And it didn't help
Why?
that, well, that was kind of like the dead zone, because if it was going to be a summer blockbuster, it would come out in the summer, and if it was an Oscar movie, it would come out in the winter. So those,
That makes sense.
and now you
Does
can
it?
kind of do it sooner, but 2007 is also considered one of the best movie years ever. So it just kind of got steamrolled by a bunch of other much bigger movies that came out at the same time.
Yeah.
Like Shrek 3
Fast and
came
Furious.
out, and Ratatouille just kind of got
Ratatouille.
murked by, and There Will Be Blood and No Country for Old Men and Michael Clayton. Just a ton of movies came out that year. So it just kind of got lost. And because it didn't have a satisfactory ending, and it was kind of long and a slow burn and kind of weird, people didn't go out and like, oh, you got to go see Zodiac. It's one of those slow burn movies that caught on as time went on. It's now considered like his best movie by many people.
He's still alive.
David Fincher? Yeah.
Does he live
Yeah.
here?
I believe he lives in California. He's from San Francisco. So the reason why he wanted to make this movie is because he grew up, he remembers all the Zodiac shit happened because he lived in Marin County, and his dad was a newspaper guy. So even though he didn't develop this movie, he didn't go out, he didn't seek it out. So there was the guy who wrote the screenplay, Vanderbilt, which is of the Vanderbilt fortune. So he's like a Nepo baby screenwriter. He got the rights, or Sony originally bought the rights to the book, to the Zodiac book that Graysmith wrote, and they let the rights lapse. So he sold them again, and him and whoever, and Vanderbilt and one of the other producers bid on it and won the rights, and they went out. Their first choice to direct was David Fincher, and they're like, okay, let's ask him. Let's get out of the way. He's obviously going to pass, and then he took it. So they're like, holy shit, David Fincher's going to do it, because he read the script and he's like, I remember all this shit from when I was a kid. So
Damn. Do you think that
He
he
would-
put himself a little bit in the position of the kids, how they were helping his dad, or no? Do you think that's far reach?
I think a little bit, yeah. But I think he also relates with Graysmith himself, being obsessed and, being totally OCD about everything, every little detail, and not giving up on it. Because he went out, him and the screenwriter, they spent almost 2 years going and interviewing everybody all over again. Anybody who was in any of the files, they went and researched it all over and rewrote the script based on the book.
Jesus. Ooh.
So
He mainly
he put-
lives in Los Feliz.
Ooh.
He does. Is that crazy?
So yeah, they park on the side of the road, and all the other people in them, are hanging out at this like lovers lane, popping fireworks off and everything, and then everyone leaves, and then the Zodiac pulls up, and then drives away, and then flips around and comes back, blocks him in, and just basically kills them all, or tries to. He's really bad at his job. He's not a very good killer when you think about it, because he fails
Yeah, he failed multiple times.
multiple times.
That's why I'm so confused on how he got away with it so easily.
Well, I have a theory that I thought of on my own, and then I looked it up, and other people agree with this theory.
Okay.
So I think that it makes sense that whoever the Zodiac is was part of MK Ultra, because this is happening. This was a month before Charles Manson, the Tate murders, was in August of '69. And if you've read Chaos, the Manson book, it's all wrapped up in MK Ultra. So in a nutshell, I'm pretty convinced by this book that it makes sense that Charles Manson was being helped along initially as part of MK Ultra for mind control, because it was a whole thing to get people to go off and kill people. That was the to become assassins. So they basically cultivated Charles Manson in San Francisco at the Haight-Ashbury, where Jolly West was doing experiments at the free clinic, giving him LSD and acid, and basically getting him out of trouble and let him cultivate his little Manson family. And then when they got out of control and did the murders, the CIA covered up a bunch of shit. So it makes perfect sense to me that in the exact same place at the exact same time, a bunch of crazy shit, murders were happening by an MK Ultra patient, if you will, experiment who got out of hand, and they helped cover it up so they wouldn't get caught. That makes perfect sense to me, that it was because the CIA was sabotaging the investigation in the same way they did with Manson. It's probably why he got away with it.
That's crazy.
Interesting.
And that's what I think happened.
I want to know so bad.
I know,
hate
me
not
too.
knowing things.
You guys should read that book. It's really good.
Chaos?
Yeah, but
Okay.
because it makes sense that he would be just a crazy person who was doing these murders, and then because he's doing the same shit with these letters and these cipher letters to the newspaper that Manson was doing by trying to self-aggrandize himself.
What did they do to them? I know they like gave them drugs and stuff, but during the MK Ultra thing, were they like harming them, physically hurting them or anything
Like
like
mental. So some of the experience because they did the same thing with the Unabomber. He was part of it as well, but they basically give them acid and then they just mentally torture them they put them in solitary confinement and pump in or tell them that their mothers hate them for like 2 years straight. They did a whole bunch of experiments at the Vacaville prison just outside San Francisco with in 1968, I think, with a shit ton of prisoners where they were just giving them a bunch of drugs and psychological torture to like a couple hundred different people, I think.
And in the movie, the part where he calls into that show, the Zodiac Killer, that part was real, right? It's all real.
Yeah, that really happened, but
Really did that?
they've proven that he wasn't the Zodiac. It was an imposter. So that whole
Interesting.
thing, it all happened, but it wasn't actually the Zodiac. I think they either figured out who it was and it wasn't him, or I don't exactly how. I just know that it's the consensus that that was a prank or a copycat.
Maybe
I bet they
it
got a
wasn't.
lot of that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe it wasn't like the headache thing. Yeah, that's why it's hard to talk about this movie because it's kind of like a tone poem of just a big montage of stuff. But
Yeah.
so those murders happen, and then we get some business with Gray Smith taking his kid to school and everything, and then he goes to work. But it's the whole time we're seeing the mail truck, and we're following the letter. Just very cool scene, like montage going up and making its way all the way to the top.
Mm-hmm.
And then the secretary opens it up and interrupts their meeting. She's like, you gotta read this. And they send Avery off to confirm it. And when he's like, I cover crime in Vallejo. I cover crime in Vallejo. And so they do confirm that it's real, and they debate on whether or not they're going to run it and where they're going to run it. And they end up putting it on
I
page
feel like they
4.
shouldn't have run it.
Yeah, but the other 2 newspapers would have done it. So if nobody would have ran it,
Or I just feel like it should have never been. Wait, did he send it to the newspaper or did he send it to the police?
He sent it to
The
3 different
newspaper.
newspapers.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
With
Well, then, yeah.
3, he
If
broke
I
the
was a
cipher up.
newspaper, I would have run it.
Yeah, he broke up into 3 different things where he had to combine all 3. So it wasn't the
Yeah.
same one repeated 3 times. It was 3 chunks of the same cipher.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get that montage of the NSA code breakers or the NASA code breakers trying to break it, and all these other agencies trying to break it. Then it's that old teacher couple that ends up doing it, which was intentionally a joke that Fincher put in there. I mean, it really happened, but showing all those other people not doing it. And then and there's all the little parts about Gray Smith being super. He's like, he's not going to say the name. He's not going to reveal the name.
Mm-hmm. He was on a mission.
He was on a mission. And then they get another letter, correct? I don't know if my satellite is right,
They
but
get all these kinds of letters.
but the next major
Also-
scene, yes.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, I watched this movie like right after we did the last podcast, and I felt so good. I was like, yeah, like I'm ahead of the game. I'm not procrastinating, but I feel like I should procrastinate because I don't remember every detail now.
You got to watch it multiple times.
Yeah, I don't have time to do that.
You got to put on the commentary track right before and finish it right before we record. That's a good way of reminding yourself of everything that happened.
Or just watch it closer to when we do the podcast. That's what I
Yeah,
do.
but there's so much pressure, and then you're watching it during the day.
Instead of at night with the lights off.
Yeah, you got to watch it at night with the lights off.
Set the vibe. Mulholland Drive.
Right. Have you watched that again yet?
We'll just watch it the night before.
No.
The night
No.
before.
Yeah,
Because
I
if
mean,
you do it,
yeah.
if you watch it during the day, then it's just like the scene at Lake Berryessa where it's the daytime, which is probably one of the scariest daytime murder scenes that's ever been in a movie.
Wow.
Are you flipping me
Wow.
off?
No. I'm just showing off my nails.
Oh,
did.
those are good.
I know you hate them because you hate fake
You
nails.
definitely flipped us off at the end.
Oh, I did, but that was just for fun.
Okay.
I didn't mean it.
No, I'm
What do
actually
you- what
offended.
we-
I'm gonna leave now.
No, don't leave. Let's talk about this scene first. It's pretty
So
good.
they're at the lake. I felt bad for this guy. He seemed like a
I
nice
know.
guy.
And he
They
survives
never
too.
are. He was lying.
So true.
But
It's the nice
He
ones
He
you want to watch out
survived.
for.
Oh
Yeah,
my
he
god,
survived.
he did survive.
Yeah.
Both
Later,
the
I was
guys-
like, oh my god, he survived?
the guy in the car survived in the first scene, and then he survives too.
Yeah,
Why
Just-
don't the men get
just-
to survive?
because they're
Probably
chunkier.
because, well, the first guy, because he had so many pairs of pants and so
Clunkier.
many shirts on, but
Which was really weird. I don't understand. Like when I watched it, I was like, is he just scared that she's gonna like try and assault him or something? Like what is he doing? I don't think that was what it was.
Don't touch
though.
my penis.
well, the speculation about why he was wearing so many clothes, there's two different schools of thought. There's one because you don't know this at the beginning of the movie, but as we get towards the end, it's speculated that she knew Lee and that she knew that that's who was coming to get her, or she was scared of him, and that he knew about Lee as well. So he was wearing these extra clothes for protection, for getting stabbed or getting whatever, getting shot. And then the second speculation is that he was actually cold and was wearing these clothes because apparently he was a really skinny, really small guy.
Speculation. He could be
That's-
cold.
That he was cold, or he wore extra layers of clothes to make himself look bigger because he was such a small little
Yeah,
guy
that's
that he
the one
bulked
I
up with
saw.
clothes.
They all just seem insane to me.
Yeah, he had 3 pairs of pants and
if you
like 4
think you're
shirts
gonna
on.
get if you're gonna go that far to protect yourself, maybe just don't go.
With a married woman to make
True.
out.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah,
You really shouldn't
Maybe
go
he
with
was-
married women to make out.
maybe he just didn't want her to be able to get through all his later because he was scared. He didn't want to have an affair. He felt guilty.
Yeah,
so
that's what
it's
I
like,
was
she'll
thinking.
never get through these 4 pairs of pants.
And he
Okay,
didn't
if
seem
she gets
interested in
through-
her at all.
If she gets through 4 pairs, it was meant to
Then
be.
it's then God will forgive.
And I'm going to go with it.
No, but he didn't seem interested at all.
He didn't.
I think he was afraid of getting murdered. I guess there was something there was a line in the script that was, I'm not going to get shot over this bullshit or something to that effect. But they took it out because it didn't give him actually getting shot. It felt weird when he says that and then does get shot. So they took that part out.
I thought that he was, I thought the whole time he was nervous because he thought the husband was going to show up and shoot him, not Lee.
It might have been, see, they don't know. They don't know if it's, well,
They
because
don't
he's,
know who her husband was.
no, they don't know if he was scared of the husband or scared of Lee.
Why didn't they? They probably did ask.
Because he took off,
Yeah.
remember? They didn't find him till the very end. So that
Who?
scene at the very end where he identifies the mugshot, that's him, grown up.
Yeah,
But that came out
but
after
they
the
talked
book
to him
came
before
out.
that. I thought.
Only in the hospital, and then he took off. And they didn't find him again until
Oh.
they did that. The scene of him identifying the mugshot is after the book came out. And it was the book coming out that prompted him to come and talk. So I don't know. It's very hard to follow. I don't know why. But in any case, we see a creepy dude wearing a ridiculous looking outfit with the perfect amount of an eye hole by one thread, walking up with a gun. And he tells him that he's going to rob him and that he killed a guard at a prison in Montana and he's not afraid to kill again. And he has her tie him up. But the whole time he's trying to talk him down. And they didn't actually know each other all that well, which is why they put all that stuff in there about how we came here last year and you already told this story. And then the part where she doesn't know what his major is because he's trying to show that
Oh,
they're
yeah.
not actually they're just kind of like friends with benefits maybe, but they're not like a couple, like a serious couple. But the whole time he's like kind of, I wonder if he wasn't being such a smart ass, if he probably still would have killed him or tried to stab him, but who knows. But it's a pretty brutal fucking death scene where he just stabs him to death. And
It's really crazy that they both survived. I
Both
wonder
the
how long
guys?
they were sitting there for. Yeah.
Well, she didn't
Because it's
survive.
not like they were. No, I know. I'm saying both guys. Because they both were like. It's not
Fucked
like
up?
they're in the middle of the city or something.
Yeah, I know.
They're like in like nature and shit.
And people didn't go to the nature
And
very
they were
often in
tied
the
up.
60s.
And he was saying, he was like, it gets freezing out here. Like, if you don't stab us to death, we're gonna freeze to death, you know? Well, he
And
didn't
what's
say
even
that part, but
crazier
like, you know.
is the guy who got stabbed was pretty helpful about making this movie and went to the premiere and everything, like took his wife and everything to the premiere, and they like loved the scene and everything. So he's like up there watching himself get stabbed and this girl they took get murdered, and he's sitting there watching it and not like being
Traumatic as hell.
traumatized by it. Yeah.
This is. If it was just him, it wouldn't be so weird. But it's the fact that the girl did die that he was
Yeah.
with. Because like if it was just him, like maybe he isn't traumatized by it anymore or whatever. But it's like you literally
I know. I
are
would
watching her get killed again.
right. In a very, very
Yeah.
realistic way. Very visceral
Ooh.
and accurate. Like this motherfucker David Fincher was flying in trees and cementing them into the ground because it didn't look the way that it looked in 1969. So I don't know how far you made it in the documentary, but he's helicoptering in trees, and then they put them in the ground and cemented them in where they were at the time.
I swear
make
to
it look the same
God,
way.
to make good art, to make really good art, you have to be fucking insane.
Mm-hmm. But he
These
sounds so
people are not
normal.
mentally well.
Like when you listen to him talk,
I
he
he's
just sounds
not.
like a regular guy.
I saw in the
He's not.
documentary that when they went to, I think it was the Lake Berryessa, the cop, I think, took them to the murder site, whatever. And
Yes.
David Fincher was like, I don't think this is where it happened. And the guy was like, oh my God, you're right. I took you to the wrong spot. Like, what?
Yeah, the
That's
fucking cop
crazy.
who's
Is he
there in real life
clairvoyant?
was wrong. No, because he'd studied the fucking maps and all the shit already for
I
2
know.
years.
He
So
just
he's like,
walks.
"Yeah,
He's like,
this isn't the right spot.
I
You
think
took us
this
to
is
the
where
wrong spot."
the air doesn't taste right.
He's like, it's over there, my dude."
I didn't see this in my vision. It's like
I
10
wish I
feet
was that
away.
insane. I would
Me
love to
too. I'd be
be.
rich.
I know.
I wish I was a little bit crazy or a little bit autistic. Well, maybe a lot of
Should
it autistic.
should have given you more vaccines when you were a kid.
Damn
Sorry.
it.
Should have doubled up on everything.
I'm gonna vax my kids up. Pew, pew, pew. I'll take 3 of
All
those
right.
ones. All right.
All right. Trying to keep it on track. And then we get what else happens in this movie? That's pretty much it, right?
Can
There's
we
some
skip
more
to the part
business.
where they finally they interview Lee because
No,
they
we
get
can't skip
how
that
did they
far
figure
ahead.
out? Are you kidding me? We're over an
That's
hour
like
in, and that's like only halfway through the movie.
okay,
Well,
well
we're not
we got to have
actually
the part.
an hour in.
Oh, I mean
There's the
basically.
part where the woman with the baby, the pregnant woman with the baby gets pulled over.
That's right.
So this part, okay, so you remember the song that the Zodiac was playing in his car at the very beginning, the hurdy-gurdy man? Hurdy-gurdy man. That song.
Sure.
So that's by Donovan, who pretty relatively famous singer from the 60s and 70s. His daughter, her name is Ione Sky, and she is the pregnant woman with the baby.
Oh,
Not in real life, but in this movie.
right.
So that's fun, right?
Oh.
That's a fun little connection.
That's a fun little fact.
Yeah. So they're pretty sure that this wasn't the Zodiac that did this part, that did this. 100% sure, but I think they have determined that that's probably, this really happened, of course, but it probably wasn't the Zodiac. But would you guys pull
Yeah, I
over
feel like
for someone flashing?
fuck no. Fuck no. When I saw that, I was like, I'm speeding up.
I'm never stopping for anyone.
No. That would scare the shit out of me.
I did stop. I was driving back from Bozeman, Montana through Island Park, and it was a complete whiteout. And I was at a spot that had no cell phone service. So it was like it's huge blizzard. It's like 3:00 in the morning. And there was a car on the side of the road, and the person was waving me down. And I was like, I really shouldn't stop. I really shouldn't do this. And there's nobody around. I hadn't seen a car come the other direction in the whole time. So I slow down, I roll down my window, and it was a woman. She's like, our car's just dead and there's no cell phone service here. And I'm like, I will call 911 as soon as I get service, which is like about 10 minutes up the road. Because I know exactly when I have service again. So I rolled my window and just take off. Like, because I had a gas truck too. So we're not even supposed to stop. It's
Yeah.
like illegal for me to even stop because I could get hijacked and they could turn it into a bomb.
Jesus.
So we're like, I'm legally not allowed to stop for anyone on the side of the road when you're driving a hazmat.
Well, there
So
you
I
go.
did. I called 911 and said there was a stranded car, like gave them the mile marker post and everything. So I'm pretty sure they survived, but I'm not.
Imagine they didn't.
They were all dead.
Yeah,
They froze to death.
it wasn't that cold. It was like 20.
Still.
But yeah,
Oh my god, what's that movie where they get stuck on
Frozen.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
called
is that the one
Frozen.
where they fall in the wolves? Oh,
Yeah.
that movie is
Uh-huh.
horrible.
Not to
I
be
know.
confused with the beloved Frozen Disney movie.
Have you seen the other one that's like that where they get stuck at the top of the cell phone tower?
Mm-mm.
What are you
So
doing on
these-
top of a cell phone tower?
It's like these two women who are like extreme sports, like, you know, those like base jumper, climber, free climber. They climb to the top of this cell phone tower, like the highest tower, this huge one out in the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
And the ladder is rusted and it breaks and falls right as they get to the top. So they're stuck at the top
That's
of
a
the cell phone
movie?
tower. Yeah.
Have you seen the true happenstance of the two guys that climbed to the top of the, what are those things called? The windmills for energy?
Yeah.
Is it just
Windmills
a
for
windmill?
energy.
Yeah. They climbed to the top of one to fix it, and it caught on fire, and they
No.
literally couldn't get down, and they died.
Jesus.
I think it fell or something. Look it up.
Fuck that. Have you seen the one where the two scuba divers get left behind in the middle of the ocean? The true story of that one?
No. Did you
There's
see
like
the
a
true story of the scuba divers that just died, like the 5 of them or whatever?
No,
Why'd
but
they
this is
die?
they made a movie out of this one where the two scuba divers get left behind.
Really?
Yeah.
Honestly, I haven't really looked into it, but I've seen it pop up a couple times on social media. I guess I think it was in the Maldives. They're like, these people went out scuba diving on like a tour thing, and one girl actually was like apparently all suited up to go with everyone, and last minute was like, I can't. But all of them went, and I think they swam under a cave and they all drowned.
Oof.
Remember all those rich people that got stuck in the submarine thing and then they just died?
No.
Yeah.
You don't remember
I don't think
that?
they got.
I'm just kidding.
I don't think they got stuck in it. I think they just blew up
No.
immediately.
Yeah,
They
did.
imploded.
I
They
forgot.
just ceased
But we
to
didn't
exist.
know that at the time.
Yeah, we didn't
thought
know
they
that.
were- yeah. That was
Dumbasses.
wild.
With their
Okay,
Mad
yeah.
Catz
It was
controller.
5 divers in the Maldives that were sucked into a cave and trapped. And they all died.
That's
Boo.
horrible.
Yeah.
Boo. Speaking of
I would
dying,
never go scuba diving.
we skipped past the cab driver murder, which was at the minute 26, which is the last murder in this movie. Because
Okay.
all the murders are out of the way by the first half hour. And
Good.
he didn't show anything from inside the car. He was showing it from the point of view of the kids who saw it happen from outside, because those are the only witnesses. Since the cab driver was dead,
Mhm.
they only showed him getting shot because they could confirm that that's where he got shot and he was behind. So they showed that part, but all the shit happening in the car didn't show it because there was nobody to confirm it. And then he sends another letter with a scrap of clothing with blood on it to confirm that it was him. And the secretary freaks the fuck out, even though she probably at that point should know what the Zodiac letters look like and probably shouldn't have just been handling it with their bare ass hands. But it was the 60s. It was a different time.
They were
Yeah,
doing all
everyone was
kinds of
stupid
shit
back
with
then.
their bare hands back then. Dentists didn't even use gloves back then.
Yeah,
I think gynecologists use gloves.
Question.
That is a good question. Let's look up how about old ass gynecologists out there Send us a message letting us know when you started using gloves for the first time.
Send us a video of back when you didn't used to use gloves.
I think that's on the internet available at any time. Just Google
I don't want it to be
gynecologist not
personal.
using gloves .porn.
Mm.
So this is when we first meet Tashi and his partner, played by Anthony Edwards. Goose. We all love Goose. But he gets woken up and
I
breaks
heart
his
Goose.
stupid ass lamp. I think it's very loud. I'm just going off memory at this point. But they go to the crime scene and then they get called to the newspaper the next morning when the dumb secretary opens up the letter without gloves. And that's when all of our people meet for the first time. And Jaden, do you like his hair in this movie, or do you like it when it's more slicked back?
What do you mean slicked back? When is it slicked back?
Well, he also plays the detective in Collateral. It came out a couple years before this, and he's got his hair slicked back in that. But generally,
I don't think
this
I
is
would like it slicked back. I feel like this is pretty.
It's pretty
it's
standard
curlier.
now.
No, this is just how his hair is. He looks so cool.
Even with the big giant bow tie.
I didn't feel like his acting was the best in this.
Yes, it was.
It wasn't.
It was good.
And I
You're
say that
wrong.
with love and respect.
You're wrong.
I'm not wrong.
You're wrong. It's good.
All right, whatever.
Yeah. What would you know about acting, anyways, Darian?
He sure does like animal crackers, though.
So does Eli.
I know. That's why Jaden married
Second
him.
bag.
Yeah, he only talks when he's eating for some reason.
Yeah, he's been sitting there not eating animal crackers, and then he waits until he has a mouthful of them to start talking again. So let's not go through every scene. Let's kind of just talk about so there's the Logan Roy character, the lawyer that you brought up before, where he calls in. So there's that whole thing with him where he goes on TV to get them to call in. Because I don't really know why. Does the Zodiac just reach out to him in the first place for no reason because he's a lawyer? I suppose that's why that happened. But they try to track his phone, or they try to do a trace and keep him on the phone, but it doesn't work because it's not him in the first place. And, that's a pretty fun scene. Whenever you get Hannibal Lecter / Logan Roy in your movie, it's going to be good. And then there's all the stuff with the handwriting expert. He seems like he knows what he's doing, but I think he's the one who fucked this whole thing up in the first place, because how accurate really is handwriting technology? It seems more like an art than a science to me. I don't know if I could base my entire murder investigation. I'm really glad DNA's come out
On
because
handwriting?
going off of
Yeah.
handwriting, some old dumb shit, Philip Baker Hall, who I love Philip Baker Hall. He's great.
Mm-hmm.
But who the guy in real life is a dumb shit. I'm pretty sure he's the reason why. He probably got told by the CIA to fuck this whole thing up. That's probably how it happened. I'll bet you that's the connection.
Yes.
Is the CIA got to the handwriting expert, told him to sabotage the investigation. Starting a new conspiracy theory right now.
I mean, it is kind of crazy, like, how they can use handwriting to determine things like that, because it really is difficult to fake your own handwriting. Even if you, I don't know, write with the opposite hand or try to write different, you still have similarities that these people can pinpoint.
I feel like no matter how bad you try to fake it, your handwriting will always go back to what it's meant to look like.
And I agree that it shouldn't be like the entire basis. Like, I don't think they should have completely ruled it out based on the handwriting, but I mean, I think it is a good tool.
Yeah, it seems more like a tool that you use to find someone, not to rule someone out.
Mm-hmm.
Base warrants on shit like that. I mean,
Yeah.
by him ruling out someone keeps you from getting a warrant seems ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's like, give him the fucking warrant and then let him get in there and find some evidence. Let's not worry about this handwriting bullshit until later. But I
Yeah,
digress.
it irritated me because it was like they meet with Lee and it's him. Like, everything points to him. It's too many coincidences.
Yeah, but the other guy that Graysmith wants it to be when he goes to visit the woman in prison,
Mm-hmm.
he has all that same shit too. Like in the real investigation, they have almost all the exact same things that point to him being the culprit, to being the Zodiac. That guy has too.
Yeah, but they're the same guy.
No, they never show the other guy, but they talk about him.
Yeah, and they say his name's Lee.
No. I'm saying when Graysmith goes to, and he's like, say it's Rick or whatever. Rick, yeah. There's some other suspect named Rick, and Rick and Lee have almost everything in common.
Oh. Yeah.
So
Rick.
yeah, they still don't know. There's still like 5 other suspects that people are convinced that it is. Like that, it's still not any way close to being confirmed that it's Lee.
Yeah.
Graysmith thinks that it's Lee, which is why this movie points toward it being Lee, because Graysmith and Tashi think that they're pretty convinced that it's Lee, but nobody else. That's not a consensus at all. Like Fincher's like, I don't know who the fuck it is. I mean, Graysmith thinks it's Lee, which is why this movie is based off his book. So, that's why we point to it. But he's like, I don't know if it's him. I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced.
I mean, just like the watch and him talking about doing this to that guy and saying he would call himself the Zodiac. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't really feel like.
but do we believe that guy necessarily? The brother? Or that guy?
Yeah.
Not the brother, but the
Yeah.
other guy that he worked with.
What other guy?
The guy that wasn't his brother. The guy that told him
That he
about.
said that?
Yeah, that's just some guy that he worked with. Can we trust that guy? Who knows?
I guess.
Because that all came out after the first letter, I believe. So that guy could just be looking for fame or trying to screw over Lee because he doesn't like him. I mean, Lee's pretty clearly
Maybe,
a
but
bad guy, but
then Lee's brother and was it his brother and sister-in-law or his sister and brother-in-law were also like, yeah, we believe it. We believe.
but they also said that there's no way that he could be at that party, at the painting party. So who knows?
I guess we'll never know.
We'll never know. There's some article that came out a few years ago that's pointing to some other guy completely that they say that the FBI is confirmed as him with DNA testing. That isn't Lee or Rick, some totally separate other person. So who knows? Who knows?
Honestly, who cares?
Yeah, they're probably all dead
Yeah.
now anyways.
That was the 60s.
I mean, I would like to
That
know.
was
I would like to
so long ago.
definitively know. I would like to know. Would like to know.
What would it
I do
change
care.
if you knew?
It would just be interesting. I mean, it's nice to have novel things that happen every once in a while where it's like, oh, it's confirmed 100% without a shadow of a doubt that we have proved who the Zodiac Killer is.
The
and it's
Zodiac
Ted
Killer
Cruz's dad.
Guys.
Probably dead. you
Yeah,
know?
well, the guy that they
So-
think that the FBI thinks that did it is dead. He just died a few years ago. But we should let's talk about
But it
a
would
few more
also
of the
have been-
good scenes.
It would have been interesting to know and know why he did it. That's the part that's interesting to me. Is when they
Yeah,
talk to them afterwards.
I feel like
Yeah.
yes, it's interesting to hear why. Because if it's like, oh, it's interesting in that like I don't really know what I'm trying to say. I guess I'm trying to say like at the end of the day, it's because they're mentally ill. There's
Well,
no
sure.
like like they
But,
could
like,
say
What happened to them when they were a child that made them like this, and why? Why did they do it in this specific way? And just knowing those things is, I don't know, just interesting.
yeah.
Have you guys watched Mindhunter on Netflix?
Yeah, I love Mindhunter. I
So
wish that
David
didn't
Fincher.
stop.
David Fincher made that too. Like that's
It's
his
like
show.
one of my favorite shows.
See, you are a David Fincher fan.
Yeah, we
You've
talked
made
about
your-
this. I just don't like Fight Club.
Cry a little bit. Say things like that. It hurts my feelings. I think ultimately, after watching Fight Club not too long ago for the pod, and then watching this, I think this is better than Fight Club.
Wow, that's crazy.
It's not as entertaining, but it's a better overall movie, I think.
I also like The Social Network, and I haven't
Seven.
seen Gone Girl, but I want to. I haven't seen Seven in so long.
Can't believe you guys haven't watched Gone Girl yet. It's crazy.
I know.
Oh yeah, because you don't like Ben
I wanna read
Affleck.
the book. Ben
Don't
Affleck.
read the book because it'll ruin the movie for you.
Because it's not as good.
No,
I
it's
usually like
almost.
to watch the movie first and then the book.
You should.
Yeah, that's
They're
true.
So
almost
I know how to
exactly the same.
visualize.
They're almost exactly the same because Gillian Jacobs wrote the screenplay for the movie. So it's almost exactly, everything's exactly the same. So there's a few more
Okay.
things that happen in the book, but it follows it almost exactly the same.
Exactly.
So there's some other good scenes. There's a whole bunch of stuff where there's the 3 different police stations with going in between them all, trying to coordinate everything. He's kind of pointing out how everything is run like shit. And what if they had the whole database where everything went into the same system, that it would make catching criminals way better and easier and faster, which I'm not sure. I mean, obviously there's less serial killers, so it's deterring some people, but there's a lot of that going on. And we get Robert Downey Jr.'s Avery gets a letter with a threat with a piece of bloody cloth, and he has a nervous breakdown, so he buys a gun, and then he goes to a meeting in Riverside. So he drives all the way down to Riverside, and then Grace Smith meets his future ex-wife on a blind date on the night that he takes off. She's like, don't you think that might be a trap? And he's like, well, yeah, maybe it is. I better call his wife.
What was appealing to her about him when that was the first date? I don't know. It's just like, if that's really how it went down, I'm confused.
I think it did, yeah, because so on the commentary at the end of it, David Fincher was talking about their relationship, and when he showed the script to Grace Smith for the first time, his only note of the whole thing was, "Well, now I understand why my wife divorced me, because I'm clearly crazy."
Also, what is it with everyone not knowing how far other cities are?
I know, like
'Cause he's like,
Sacramento,
it's
and
that far?
I don't think
Like,
Paul knows that.
it happened multiple times, and I was like, what? I'm confused.
Well, I guess if back then, if you grew up in San Francisco, you probably weren't going to LA that often, or you probably wouldn't know necessarily that Riverside is a suburb of LA, like in the greater LA area. You would just be like, oh, Riverside, it's some small town in somewhere in California.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the only thing that makes sense. I mean, how many people know where Riverside is who don't live in LA or go there
Everyone.
enough? I don't know. I mean, people from Phoenix know where Riverside is because you drive through it to get to LA. So you know because you drive through it. But when you live in
Yeah,
San
well,
Francisco, you
Riverside
don't.
is
If you live in San Francisco and you drive to LA, you don't go through Riverside to get to LA from San Francisco. You wouldn't know where.
yeah.
You wouldn't ever be going through Riverside. And who's talking about River fucking side? Who gives a shit about Riverside unless you live
That is
in
a hard
Riverside?
take. Yeah, you're offending like a 95% of the Chicano population in California.
No, I'm
because it's just the Inland Empire, Like I feel like it's more known as like the Inland Empire here in LA.
yeah,
And it's like it's LA and then it's the Inland Empire is what everybody says. And
right.
yeah, Riverside isn't super common and super well known. I feel like San Bernardino is more well known than Riverside is, in my opinion.
Right.
In my opinion.
I'm not
But
saying there's anything
regardless,
necessarily wrong with Riverside. It's just not, you wouldn't know about Riverside 50, 60 years ago, probably isn't, nobody's talking about
true.
Riverside because it probably wasn't nearly as big back then as it is now.
Yeah. And I guess it was also because we had like I would drive through there a lot, and
Yeah.
we like everybody that I would talk to, we would all talk about Riverside. Maybe it was just because I drove so much around LA County. That's why I know a lot of, and I've been to a lot of spots in Riverside. But I think you're probably right. I feel like a lot of people don't have any business in Riverside anyways, unless you're from Arizona going to LA
Right. That's the
or
only reason
from
I knew where Riverside was.
Las Vegas.
So
Yeah.
if you're a San Francisco to LA trip, you're not going through Riverside, so you would have no idea where it was.
Yeah. That makes sense. No, I get it. Never mind. I stand down.
Okay. But not knowing how far Sacramento is from San Francisco, that's crazy. It's right there. I mean, it's a couple hours away, but maybe just people in San Francisco never leave San Francisco because it is kind of a bitch to get in and out of San Francisco. It's kind of like you're immediately, probably back then, less freeways, probably too. Probably taking highways through traffic. And who wants to go to Sacramento? You ever been to Sacramento? That place?
No.
A lot of the people I work with at work are like they live in Sacramento. It's kind of funny.
Do they like it?
I don't know. I don't ask.
We have a whole bunch of relatives who live in Sacramento and they don't like it. They all left. I only ever heard that it sucks shit there.
So they don't live there anymore.
No, they all moved to either Montana or Utah.
Because it's so much better.
Yep.
Well, that's not saying much about Sacramento then, is it?
I don't think Sacramento's very nice. I feel like I have heard a lot of bad things about it. I mean, maybe now it's better. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a slightly
I only
more
remember it
green
being
Phoenix.
Like, God damn it.
Sorry.
No, you're good. It's I was just gonna say I just remember it being like super popular. Like I feel like when you would have like mail in your orders for TV ads, it would always be mailed to Sacramento for some reason. That's what I remember.
Weird.
Am I wrong? I feel like Pillow Pets was based out of Sacramento.
Possible. I mean, I believe you. I don't remember that, but I
You're
believe you.
making shit up. I don't believe a word that's coming out of your mouth.
It's also the capital of
Lies.
California. There's that.
It is.
So basically, the biggest rest of the movie is when Gray Smith decides he wants to write a book. So he goes to visit Paul Avery at his boathouse, and he's totally gone off the deep end with alcohol. He's dying of lung diseases and says that he lost all of his records that he had ever kept and tells Gray Smith to fuck off. And evidently, they weren't really that close. All these scenes of them where they're being chummy pals didn't really happen. They just put that in the movie because they needed to, because it's a movie.
Yeah.
But you feel bad. Do you guys know the context of Robert Downey Jr. at this point in his career? I just thought
That he
about
was
that now. You
canceled?
guys probably
The
think,
lore.
no, not. Do you know his lore?
He was like, wasn't he? Well, he was addicted to drugs, right?
Yeah, he
And
was
then they
basically had
stopped,
no
like, they
career.
wouldn't cast him in things anymore.
Yeah, he was like that guy from the 80s, like at this point in time, like in the early 90s. And then he just disappeared for like 20 years. And then he showed up, he got clean, and his first movie back was Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. I think that was a year before this, which everyone is like, damn, RDJ is back in this movie. He's really good in it. But it wasn't like a huge hit or anything. It was just kind of like an underground, kind of like cult movie sort of. And then he got this movie, which wasn't a huge success, but everybody's like, wow, he's really back. Like he's really good in this. And then the next year he's in fucking Iron Man. And then he's the biggest star in the world again, bigger than he ever was before. Like within 2 years, he's like, bang, he's back and he's huge. So you
I
guys
love
grew up,
him too.
yeah. So you guys just grew up thinking he's huge, but you don't really probably know about this whole fallow period of 20 years of him being on drugs.
Yeah.
No. I mean, I knew about it, or I know about it now. Not now that you've told me. I knew about it.
You didn't know about it. Nobody knew anything until I told you. You guys didn't know shit until I told you about it.
No, I knew about it.
I knew about it. I just, when I was a kid, I wasn't really thinking about stuff like that. I was just like, that's Iron Man.
Yeah.
Nope. This is the first you're hearing
What's my
of it.
favorite superhero?
That's your favorite superhero?
I mean, I don't really watch.
It's Spider-Man.
It's not
No,
Hulk.
it's not.
I
Yeah.
thought it would be
Which
Hulk.
one, though?
I like all the
No,
Spider-Mans.
I don't like that he gets really aggressive and is like,
Spider-Man.
it's kind of problematic. Also, I feel like Iron Man was just always my favorite as a kid. I don't know why. Probably because he's so sassy, like me.
Yeah, you don't want to be the Hulk. You want to be Iron Man and be friends with the Hulk.
Yeah.
And you want to date the Hulk. You want to marry the Hulk. You love the Hulk.
She dates Hulk.
She dates Hulk. Do you date Hulk?
I didn't like Mark Ruffalo from when he was the Hulk. I've liked him because of 13 Going on 30.
I knew it. Yeah. He
Yeah.
is cute
Never
in
seen
that
it.
movie.
I used to watch that all
Blasphemy.
the time, like over and over again.
It's so good.
Is
That's
that
also
like a
in my
body
top
swap
4.
movie like Freaky Friday? Is that what that movie is?
No, it's like she wishes like I don't know how to explain. She wishes to be 30, flirty, and thriving. And then
Oh,
all
so
of a
it's
sudden
big.
she's 30, flirty, and thriving. What?
So it's big.
No. In Big, does he wish to be big?
Yes.
Okay, no, then it's not big. She didn't wish to be big. She wished
She's 30, flirty, and thriving.
she wished to be 30 because she was a teenager.
And she was ugly
And everyone-
and she was bullied.
She wasn't ugly.
But she was like,
Damn.
13-year-old, like braces, like
Yeah.
acne, and she was getting kind of bullied, kind of.
Dude, I don't even think she had braces or acne. I think that she just didn't have boobs.
No, I thought she had braces.
Did she? Maybe. Anyway.
Maybe she didn't. Maybe she didn't.
She's got a best friend, okay? Fuck Zodiac. This podcast is about 13 going on 30. Okay. So she's got a best friend, right? They're teenagers. They eat razzles. It's so cute. They're besties. Nothing more. He loves her though, okay? But he's kind of like
He
a
being
nerd
Mark
too.
Ruffalo.
He being Mark
She
Ruffalo as a
being
kid.
Jennifer Garner.
Yes. And so he's kind of like a little chunky kid. And so everyone makes fun of him and calls him Beaver, right? Right? That's what they call him, right? Beaver? Because he does kind of look like a beaver. And then all the cool girls like come to Jenna's party, her 13th birthday. She's like, I don't want to be 13, I want to be 30 because everyone's mean to her. And then she becomes 30, and then she likes Mark Ruffalo, who is Beaver. She dates Mark Ruffalo,
In the
similar to the
end.
way Jaden dates Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah,
That's
it's at the
sounding
end,
a
and
whole.
she like wakes up all of a sudden, and she's 30, and she works for a magazine,
As
and
most
her
women
goalie
in these
works
movies
for
do.
her or works with her, but I think she works for her,
They're
right?
co-workers. Don't know. Yeah, I think she does
This
work
is
for
sounding
her.
a whole lot like Big to me.
And but better.
No, but you're missing the part. She didn't wish to be big.
She wished to be 30, 30 and thriving.
30. And then
Yeah,
they
that's-
dance to Michael Jackson's Thriller.
Yes, and then she has
Do
the
you-
iconic dress,
The
and
dress.
then she's with
Darian.
this nasty little man that sings "Ice
It's-
Ice Baby,"
And it's the guy from Shrek too.
and
Darian, are you under the
and
impression,
then she has
Darian?
a dollhouse.
Are you under the impression that in the movie Big, he made a wish to be big and he turned from a 13-year-old into a giant 13-year-old?
No, I've never seen Big.
Yeah,
But
he
all I
makes
can
a wish.
assume is that he wants to be big.
He's a 13-year-old and he makes a wish that he becomes a grown-up and he wakes up the next morning and he's Tom Hanks.
Oh, I thought it was
When did
like
that
he
come
was
out?
short and he wished to be like 6 foot or something.
No. He goes from a little kid, 13-year-old, to being Tom Hanks.
No. Common misconception. No.
When did
By-
that come out?
He's 13, he wants to be 30.
Right. So it's exactly the same as Big, except he has to go find his own job. He moves to the city and he doesn't wake up being successful. He just wakes up being big, like being a grown up.
Does he dance to Thriller?
Nobody he plays the piano on the giant
Does-
piano at FAO Schwartz. That
Okay.
yeah.
Does he date Mark Ruffalo?
No, he dates someone else who's also a grown up.
Okay.
It's
Then I don't
So
care.
these are completely different movies.
I mean,
I
they're
see
opposite
zero
in the sense
similarities.
it's a gender swap, but it's basically the same fucking plot.
Is there are there razzles and magic dust?
No, there's a Zoltar machine.
I'm just not seeing what you're saying.
You're just not
I think I
seeing
have
where he
seen
goes,
this movie.
where he goes
I'm
to the
not seeing where
Zoltar
you're
machine
going
and
with
makes
it.
a
Is it
wish.
Christmas in this movie?
Yeah, he ends up
Is there
working for a toy
Christmas?
company. He gets a job at a toy company because he's a kid at heart, so he's
Yeah,
really good
I've
at
seen
knowing
this.
what toys.
Ass.
It's fucking a classic Penny
I was
Marshall
gonna say it's a
masterpiece.
classic. I feel like even if you haven't seen it, you've seen stuff from it or people talking about
It
it. Like
is
I've
not
definitely seen the piano thing. I've never watched the movie, but I've seen
You
that.
guys watch it and report back and tell
No.
me if it's ass.
I'll just watch
'cause it's
13
not
going on
ass.
30 if it's so similar.
But it came out before 13 going on 30 and ripping it off. 13
No,
going on 30 is
I don't know.
ripping it off. Ripping that shit
Or are they
right
doing
off.
it better?
I
It's
don't
for the
know. I've never
girls.
seen 13. I'll
It is
watch
for the
13 going
girls.
on 30 if you guys watch Big.
I've already seen it.
Okay.
But you don't remember it.
I do.
You don't
I
remember
told you it
it
was
good.
Christmas.
It's not like a Christmas movie. I don't even remember if there
No,
is an
but
actual
Christmas
Christmas.
happens.
I don't
Should I put this
remember that
sticker
part.
of a worm on my nail? You see?
Yeah. You should.
Signify all the worms under your nail beds.
Ew. Gross. There's no worms under here.
That's what Dad's imagining.
I am
Dirt
I
and
am.
worms.
I am imagining that exactly.
Dirt and worm.
Okay, back to the fucking movie. So there's the scene where he's got Pong on his TV and he tells him to fuck off. And he leaves and he decides to write the book himself. And he does a bunch of research, goes to a bunch of different places, and Tashi, they all help him along because they realize that he's a crazy person and they want to help him. So it's a whole fucking hour of him going to different police stations and doing research and shit and talking to people. And then he ends up at the poster movie dude's house, and that part's very scary because Roger Rabbit is creepy. That's the guy. That guy is the guy who does the voice of Roger Rabbit. And he takes him down to his basement and he's like, I'm the one who does all the posters, so that's my handwriting. Come on down to my creepy basement. There's not very many of them in California, but I have one. Why don't you come down so I can kill you? And being
The fact that he
polite,
went down there is crazy.
well, he's a very polite Boy Scout and he doesn't want to be
You think he was
rude
just
to
fucking with him though?
I do think that he
Because
was
at the
fucking
end
with
he
him.
like laughs a little. He's like a
He
little
does.
chuckle.
I think he was fucking
He's
with
like,
him the whole time.
Fucking idiot.
And this is all from Graysmith's perspective, because it's all from his book. So he might have just been super scared, and maybe it wasn't as dramatic as that actually happened. But who knows? Who really does know? But it was very scary. It's very scary when he gets to the door and it's locked. Oh, but when he first turns that light off, when he's still down in the basement, pulls a little string, pretty much think that he's going to be dead. First time I watched it. It's not really as scary. This is probably the least scary part. That was the most scary part the first time I saw it. But watching it again, it's not so scary. But he runs
not
out of
so
there
bad
like
to
a
go
little
into
baby.
strangers' basements.
I'm not doing it. Oh, but his wife left him before this all happened. With a little note on the fridge or on the phone.
That's
Took the
nice.
kids to my mother's. That's the dream right there. Get completely obsessed with the project that you're working on, and then your wife just leaves with your kids, leaving you free to
What
be
happened?
completely obsessed with your project until you become rich and
What happened
famous.
to the mom of the original, his first kid?
I think they just got divorced because he's already divorced at the very beginning. So he must
Jake Gyllenhaal is so scary looking.
I think he's cute.
He looks like a puppet.
You got to watch Donnie Darko.
Yeah, I want to watch that, but I don't think that's gonna make me feel better. He looks like someone is inside of him. And he's wearing someone's face. His eyes don't look like he looks fake.
I think you should watch Donnie Darko and Nightcrawler.
Is it because he has blue eyes?
Maybe.
Brown hair, blue eyes?
I mean, I get what you're saying, but I think that everything that you're saying, I think is good. Like I agree with all of that, but I think that out of all those things are good things. I think it
You
makes
think
him
looking
an
like a
interesting and
puppet?
good actor. He's very good at being like, I don't know what's happening to me. I'm freaking out, but I'm doing my best. But in Nightcrawler, which is do you know what that movie is at all?
Mm-mm.
It's
I've
he
heard of
plays
it.
a weirdo who starts getting into paparazzi photography and then to become successful pushes it way too far, and it's very, very, very creepy. He's a real creepo in that, so that's going to just reinforce the way you feel about him. In Donnie Darko, he's a real weirdo, but he's nice. But in Nightcrawler, he's not very nice. But it's a very good movie. It's very good. It all takes place in your neighborhood too. And there is also there's all this stuff where they're going around doing different shit, and then he finally ends up at
Oh my god, I just
visiting.
figured out what he reminds me of. Do
What?
you guys remember that game? Which, Dad, you probably won't. Maybe you will, Darian. It was called Movie Star Planet, and it was
No.
like. Let me show you. Hold on. It was like a really stupid little kid video game, and in like 2010 or something like that. And he looks like he would be one of those characters. I'm gonna show you a comparison right now.
I wonder if that's maybe they based the game off of his face.
Like he just looks like one of those characters. I don't know. He's freaky.
Yeah, that does look like him. I'll give you that.
And I think that game freaked me out, so maybe that's why I don't like him.
Maybe. I don't think he looks like a puppet. I think Matt Rife looks like a puppet, though.
He does.
Yeah, he really does.
A lot.
All right. So yeah, he goes and visits her in prison, and she gives him, after he yells at her to say Rick, she says, "No, it's not Rick. It's Lee." And then he goes to the police station in the middle of the night and pounds on the doors and to look at a file to confirm that it's Lee. And then he goes back and visits Tashi and says that Lee lived 50 yards away from her, door to door. And they both basically, yep, it was Lee. We both agree. You were right. It is Lee. We all can agree that it's Lee. And then it's Jimmy Simpson is the original dude who got shot and survived, comes in, identifies him in the lineup. And we're all left thinking that it's Lee and that there's nothing anybody can do about it, and the movie's over. And the only thing that we learn is that they never caught him and that he's got a really good relationship with his kids. Well, there was the scene where he goes to the hardware store and looks at him and stares him down.
Right.
And I guess that's
Yeah.
I guess apparently he would go there. He went there a bunch of times, and he sent a bunch of his friends in there undercover and he took his kids there with him to visit. So that I guess there was a whole bunch of times where he went to the hardware store to.
Took his kids there is
Yeah.
crazy.
I know. And once Lee died, he quit getting scary phone calls in the middle of the night.
Okay. So what do you think?
I mean,
You think it was Lee?
you want to think that it's Lee because it makes the most sense, but I don't know if I believe it. Only because there's so many other, like, this is probably the most discussed, like, people working on it, like citizen sleuths have been doing this thing. It's probably the most worked on case, I would say, of all ever in the history of time. Maybe JFK.
Yeah.
And then this one, as far as serial killers go, this has to be the most researched by everyone, like all the people who do that shit. And since there's no consensus, it's hard to just go with him.
Yeah.
Let me find that article. It's really annoying where if you don't put in the killer at the end, it gives you like astrology shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so this article came out in the Mirror, which I don't know if it's a UK newspaper. I don't know if it's like a real one. Journalist Thomas Colbert and his group of sleuths, case breakers, have claimed to find evidence suggesting the Zodiac killer was Air Force veteran Gary Francis Post, who died in 2018. I guess he had a whole bunch of guns, like thousands of guns that he gave away before he died, and they used these guns to do ballistics, and there's also DNA tests. So who fucking knows?
The
Maybe it was
concept of a serial killer that wasn't caught is so crazy to me. Because how did no one have any like evidence? It just doesn't make sense. Like, there was also, I just looked it up, there was also another serial killer in the mid-70s in San Francisco, and they were called the Black Doodler. And they were suspected of
Okay.
murdering up to 14 men, specifically from the gay community.
More like the
Damn.
diddler.
Dang.
That's
Oh, they also
joke.
they also think that the Zodiac did the Black Dahlia murders too. There's also people that think it was the same guy.
San Francisco needs to get their shit together.
But that
Wait.
was in LA.
The Black Dahlia was, I
Oh.
was going to say, that was in LA.
Yeah.
When did that happen? That was way earlier, though.
It was. Yeah,
Right?
they think it's the same guy though. They think he just did those sooner. So there's that
Interesting.
theory too. So there's a theory that he killed a whole bunch of other people, that he's not just the Zodiac, that he's like at least the Black Dahlia murderer and maybe others too. Like that he's a few different serial killers all wrapped up into one. Or it could be five
like,
different guys who were
Jack
the Zodiac.
Ripper, the Alphabet Killer.
Well, there's
all
the Golden State.
Jack the Ripper wasn't the 70s, obviously, but
Well, that was in the 1800s in England.
yeah. But so many were in the 70s.
The Golden State Killer. I think there's people who think that
Yeah.
the Golden State Killer and the Black Dahlia and the Zodiac are all the same guy too. There's the Green River Killer. There was the Night Stalker. Richard Ramirez. Oh man, that movie. There's a movie about him that came out in the 80s. I think it was a made-for-TV movie, but it was pretty. Oh man, that scared the shit out of me. That guy who plays. Look up the Night Stalker movie from the 80s. The guy who plays the Night Stalker. That guy is freaky looking. He looks exactly like him. He's so scary.
What's even crazier is the BTK killer.
Yeah,
Have
I
you heard
guess
of
that
him?
guy was. Yeah, apparently he was just a dumb shit, and he just didn't get caught because they just did a bad job. He wasn't very smart.
Yeah,
Everyone
but
thought he
then
was so smart.
stopped for like a long ass time, like decades, and then he wasn't caught for like decades, and then he got pissed off because someone else like took credit for it, and then he got himself caught, like even though he wasn't killing anyone anymore. Decades later, he got himself caught, even though he had gotten away with it. Crazy.
Yeah, my new theory is that every single serial killer is all because of MK Ultra. That's my new theory. That's why there's so many of them in the 70s and 80s, because they all were part of MK Ultra. I don't think that's necessarily true, but would make sense. It would account for a lot of that happening. Everybody should read that book. Who wrote it? I forget the guy's name.
No thanks, I don't read.
It's true.
The whole
You got a book
title
from
of
the
the book,
library and didn't read it?
called Chaos, Charles Manson, the CIA, and the Secret History of the 60s by Tom O'Neill.
It's a long title.
It is, but it's really good. It's really good.
Really, really.
It's really good. Okay, so we have a certain thing that we do at the end of every episode where a certain amount of questions are asked by a certain person. And this week, that person is Jade.
Hi.
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 What is our scoring system gonna be?
Murders.
How about wooden dildos? We didn't talk about this where they
What?
went
You
into
picked
his.
the
God,
stupidest
no.
things.
No, there was a wooden dildo in that guy's trailer. I
Yeah, in his
forgot about
trailer
that
when they finally got the warrant to Lee's trailer and all the fucking squirrels were in there and the dead
Dead
squirrels in the
squirrels.
freezer and all the porno mags. And then they do that quick shot to the wooden dildo on his floor next to his bed.
I didn't see that.
I'm
For
sorry.
good
Maybe he
reason.
was also the Black
What
Doodler.
was that? Like a tub of like butter or something? What was that
It's
shit?
probably Crisco.
Crisco?
If I,
Well, how else are you going to use the wooden dildo if you don't have a tub of butter?
how are you gonna get
So
that giant
Can't believe
wooden
it's
dildo
not
up your
butter.
ass without some Crisco?
Seriously, Eli, use your fucking head.
Yeah,
no, dude, that's fucking gross.
you at least use your imagination.
Ooh, what's the drink called again?
Guavelva.
We could do it in aqua velvas.
Sounds so much like vulva.
Aqua vulvas.
Yeah, only women have vulvas.
Okay.
That's true, Eli.
Good job.
Good job. What about trans women who haven't had surgery yet?
So fucked up. I'm just kidding. I know that not only women.
Canceled. You're canceled. You're a turf. Eli's a turf.
Everyone.
You're a turd.
Vulvas are for everyone.
I don't have a vulva. Do you have a vulva?
I don't know what's a vulva.
It's that thing in the back of your throat.
No, it's the Swedish
Yeah.
car.
See, I knew it. Cardi B told me about this.
No, it's a Swedish car that's very safe.
Oh, yes, yes.
Right.
You're right. I always get those
Yeah, I
mixed
should
up.
have known this. I'm sorry.
So what's this out
So anyway,
of?
what are you going to do?
I don't know. Why am I deciding?
Let's
Is this
just
your
do
movie?
let's do bloody knives used for cooking chicken.
What? It's boring.
Bloody knife. I feel like we've done bloody knife.
Well, there's like I had bloody knives in my car because I used it to cut up a chicken for dinner.
What the fuck? Honestly, arrested for that. Arrested
he's
for
a
that
freak.
alone. Like cutting up chickens in your car. Jail.
We could just
Okay.
do let's just do aqua velvas. I can't think of anything better. I mean, wooden dildo is better, but apparently I got vetoed on that. I got vulva on that.
That's what it is.
Exactly.
Okay.
Can you use it in a sentence?
All right. Dad, was it worth the watch?
It was worth the watch. I haven't watched it in quite a while, so it was nice to revisit, and I appreciated it more this time around. I didn't love it when I first saw it in the theater. I was kind of because I didn't know much about. I was like, God damn it, we don't find out who the killer is at the end. I was one of those basic bitches who was kind of annoyed by it.
Wow. That feels
Yeah.
targeted.
Oh wait, no, sorry. I meant at the time. No one would think that now, but back in 2007, some
Right.
basic bitches thought that at the end. They were disappointed that there
Mhm.
wasn't a resolution, and I was one of them.
Mhm.
But not
Okay.
anymore, because that would be crazy to think that now with hindsight. But I love this movie, and I give it 5 aqua velvas.
Yay.
You wanna? Is that it?
Yeah, that's the end of the podcast, actually.
Okay, cut it.
All right, 5 stars. It's the highest rated movie ever.
Okay, babe, what would you get? Well, or was it worth the watch? And then what would you give it?
Yeah, I was pretty upset last night that you made me watch it, and I didn't want to watch it. And then I took it back because it's a really good movie. I do really
Oh, wait,
like
is
it.
this the first time you've seen it? You hadn't watched it before, Eli?
Yeah, I have.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've seen it, and then I told her I remember what it is. I remember that it was good, and I don't need to watch it again. And then I watched it again, and it was still really good. So I was just
Okay.
bitching about nothing.
Okay.
But anyways, I'm gonna give it 5 aqua velvas because it is so well made. It was shot very well. The acting was great. The only thing that I didn't like was how anxious it made me. I don't know why it made me anxious, but that's it.
But that's good. That means it's good. Good score.
Yay.
Yep.
Okay.
You have to cough every time.
Yeah.
Separation. It's like the
Okay. Darian, was it worth the watch?
Yeah, I'd say it was worth the watch.
I don't like your tone.
I don't like her tone
No,
either.
I'd say it was worth the watch. If I like serial killer stuff. I think it's interesting. I was entertained the whole time. It got a little slow at times, but for the most part, I was locked in.
Okay. And what
then-
would you give it?
I'd give it 4 Aqua Velvas.
Okay.
It was good. I think it's a good movie. I think it was well made. I was entertained. I'll say that I don't think that the acting was the best, but it wasn't like horrible. But and the other thing is just like for me personally with stuff like this, like serial killer stuff, I would rather watch a documentary than a movie about it. Like if I wanted to learn more about the Zodiac killer, I'd probably just watch a documentary. But it was still really entertaining. I liked it.
Good score. Good score. Okay, Jaden, are you happy that you picked this movie?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I am
You have no
happy.
regrets? You have no regrets?
No, I have no regrets.
Okay, good.
It's in my top 4
I
on
know.
Letterboxd, which is so is 13 going on 30. So I guess Mark Ruffalo is on there twice, which is exactly how I want it to be.
Should I be worried?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, he's happily married.
And you're
For
not.
now.
Old. He's old.
And you're not.
No.
Nope.
He's happily
He's
married.
happily married, and she's just married.
I'm just married. Yeah.
I'm just married.
Yeah, no. I really like it, and I honestly I don't think I have watched it since I watched it the first time in 2020. I might have. Maybe one time. I don't know. But I still really like it. And honestly, I'm the opposite. I mean, I'll watch a documentary, but I kind of like it when it's like the reenacted version. I think it's interesting, but I don't know. And I think the cast was really good.
Maybe just for me because I am a basic bitch and this is so ambiguous. I felt that way, but like
What
because
would you want them
like
to do? Make up a fake
no,
killer?
I'm joking. Because I did like watching the Jeffrey Dahmer one. I liked that. I don't know. I just feel like because the Zodiac specifically is such an unknown case, I guess documentary is more my style with that. Because it's just like facts. Like this is what happened. And this is what we know. And this is what we don't know. And it's kind of like, whoa, that's crazy. Anyway, but I don't know. That's...
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of get that in this. He's pretty much following the facts pretty closely.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of... It's more of like a stylized version of a documentary when you really think about it.
Yeah.
It's like a well-made
documentary.
documentary.
I'm not saying that one way is like better than the other. I'm just saying I think for me personally, I'm more likely to watch a documentary. But I'm sure a lot of people would rather watch a movie because it's more entertaining and like you kind of feel more like Jaden was saying, like it's a reenactment. You're going through it, kind of seeing it from different points of view.
I guess I kind of like seeing what you don't see in a documentary is obviously like their perspective when it happened. You're saying everything's after the fact, obviously, which it is because it's a movie, but you're seeing like how they react to this stuff happening, and they're like, "Well, this is fucking crazy." Like especially when they got the thing about him threatening to kill the kids on the bus, like that stuff is what's interesting to me.
Yeah,
we didn't really talk about the way that it affected the general public. And can you imagine this shit happening in your town and then Charles Manson shit happening in LA like a month later, and just how crazy that would be to all that shit's happening at the same time? Because there was a whole chunk of time. Well, there was a whole chunk of time. Most people don't know that there was they didn't catch the Manson family right after they fucking did the murders. It took them like 6 months. I don't remember exactly, but there was a big chunk of time between when it happened and when they caught them finally. So the whole time that the Zodiac shit's happening, Charles Manson is just out there somewhere. They don't even know it's Charles Manson. They just know that Sharon Tate got murdered in a super crazy satanic way.
And there was also like Ted Bundy and stuff. Like I know he wasn't in the same area necessarily, but it's all like
This is what I'm saying. There was like a serial killer boom
I
that
would have been.
happened.
I mean, we're stressed for different reasons now, but like, I would have been scared for my life all the time.
Well, and Vietnam was in full swing. So there
What a
was that
time
going
to be
on.
alive.
And I'm pretty sure Ted Bundy was in California for a little bit.
I thought he was like in the 70s and 80s, like later.
He was 74 to 78.
So crazy.
Yeah, the 70s were popping. When was Dahmer? Was that the 80s? No, that was the
That was the 70s, or it had to have
that
been
was the 70s.
probably late 70s, early 80s, I think. He was in Salt Lake City and Colorado and Florida and Washington. So like around where your mom was, pretty much.
78.
Around she was the age of who he was targeting.
What year? What years?
From 74 to 78.
Dahmer was 78 to God, he murdered a lot of people. 90.
Yeah. That's
Yep.
crazy.
That is crazy. How many
Ran for a long
Aquavelvas are you
time.
giving this movie, Jaden?
5.
5 Aquavelvas. Ha 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 ha. That is a score of 4.75.
Yep. Confirmed.
That's our.
That's the highest rated one we've
Second.
done. Second was Shrek.
Shrek.
What's higher, Shrek,
Shrek
or
2?
this? Did
Yeah.
we all give Shrek 5?
I don't think I did.
I did.
I think I did.
I think this might be tied with Shrek 2.
I swear.
I'm sorry. Who picked Shrek 2? And who picked Zodiac? I'd like an applause after that.
No, you picked Shrek 1.
No, I picked Shrek 2. Eli picked Shrek 1.
I was telling
And we
Eli that you
flipped.
picked.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, babe. Gosh.
I don't know,
What?
guys.
Well, so 4.75. What does that mean?
It means it's a very important movie. So congratulations to David Fincher. You are in the hallowed halls of the Very Important Movie Podcast. So
Sir,
apparently,
we'll come interview you if you're available.
I just looked at our letterbox, and Shrek 2 for the podcast has a 5-star ranking. So
It might not have been exactly 5 stars. I kind of have been having to round
Yeah.
up or down, but it probably was like the same.
Yeah, it was probably a 4.75.
And
Someone listened
honestly,
to
I
that
think you might have
episode.
given it a 4.5, so it might have been higher.
me,
It might have been like a 4.8 or something. Because I think you gave it a 4.5, not a 4.
yeah, I think you're right. Okay, well, it's not bad. It's not being bad. Second place to Shrek 2, the king of all movies, apparently. I just realized that next week's movie, The Dark Knight, which is Eli's pick, is we inadvertently did our 2000s theme month in chronological order.
Look at us.
And we get Jake Gyllenhaal's sister.
Yeah, we're doing the Gyllenhaals.
No, we don't. Not this one, babe.
What?
Yeah.
Yes.
She's in the second one.
Oh, you're right. Sorry.
Maggie.
Cut that.
Leave that in.
She's definitely not in the third one.
Hmm.
Where is she?
Okay.
Where is she? Where's Rachel? Where's Rachel?
Dude. We'll get into it next time.
We will. And until then, please rate, review, subscribe. Write down the URL in a code and send it to the newspaper with some bloody fabric to get people to subscribe. Say,
Good
hey,
idea.
if you don't put the Patreon website in the
Don't.
next edition,
Complete the sentence.
I'm going to shoot
No.
the front tire
Nope.
out of a school. What? The what?
They cut out. We're good.
I'm not saying I'm going to do that. I want the listeners to do this. I'm imploring the listeners to. I'm
That's
kidding.
horrible.
Don't do it.
We'll be
Don't
accomplished.
do any of that. But do rate, review,
Accomplished.
subscribe, and do tell your friends and family about it. Recommend. And until next week when we watch The Dark Knight. Please out.
Oh, hold on. Sorry, I'm pressing the wrong thing.